Hello, in this video I'm going to share some secrets of the trade and explain why I don't recommend doing consultations for therapy. Now you might be thinking, that's weird, why would you not do a consultation? Isn't it a good chance to talk to the therapist and they can get an idea of what your problem is, and it's a good chance to see if you're compatible? No. You're going in completely the wrong direction. Let me explain. Now, before we get too far into this video, I'd like to make it clear, I'm only talking about hypnotherapy. I'm not talking about medical consultations or counselling consultations for maybe relationship problems, whatever. That's not what I do. I do hypnotherapy. So I'm talking about if you want to overcome anxiety, fears, phobias, fear of flying, driving, public speaking, panic attacks, that kind of thing. It is a complete waste of time, and it's actually quite dangerous for you to do a consultation. Why? Let me explain. As I've said in my hundreds of videos about driving anxiety, it doesn't matter if it's driving anxiety, whatever, it's all the same. All anxiety, panic attacks, fear, phobia, whatever, it's all the same. Your problem isn't what you think it is. And if you think, oh, I've heard all this before, yeah, I know you have, but I'm going to give you some new information in this video, so please bear with me. Your fear is not what you think it is. So a fear of driving, nothing to do with driving. A fear of flying is nothing to do with flying. That's only the symptom. It's only how it comes out. It's only the trigger. It's what activates the real problem. The way you fix it is to find what that real problem is and work on that. So can you see why a consultation is a complete waste of time? And I don't even do them anymore. I haven't done consultations for months. Why? Because it's nothing to do with what the client's talking about. The reason most therapists do consultations, let's be honest, is it's a sales pitch. They want to give you a free 20 or 30 minute call, and I've been on courses where you're trained how to sell to people. Now, I did, as part of a course, one of the most painful things I've ever had to sit through, an 8-hour day where I was trained on how to sell to people in consultations. And what you do is you simply pick on the weak points. You talk about the children. Is it, affecting your children? Is it ruining your children's lives? And of course, people get upset. Now, being a hypnotist, a hypnotherapist, I know how to play with people's emotions, which can sound bad, but I know how to make people cry, to make them upset. I know how to kind of mess with the mind, if you like. So when you're talking to a hypnotherapist, that's a pretty dangerous situation for you to be in, because it's very easy, especially if you've trained in conversational hypnosis, as I have, it's very easy for me to persuade people to do things and to be a bit cheeky, as it were. I can actually, be a bit naughty and use my skills in a way I shouldn't, and I won't do that. But many therapists do. So they'll ask you, have you got children? How is this affecting your children's lives? And of course people cry and they say, don't worry, we can fix this, we can fix it. Okay, just keep focusing on that pain. And then you're trained to just make people feel as terrible as they can. Then at the end of your call, you give them the price and you get the credit card. Don't let them leave the call till they've paid with a credit card. No, that is not what I do. And when I was in a group of over 1,000 therapists, I think it was hundreds, about just over 1,000, I think, I was very popular in the group and with my clients. I was getting lots of work, and I went in and I was saying, hey, I'm doing really well. And people were saying, oh, can you share your secrets? Can you tell us what you do? And I actually got kicked out the group, for being honest. That's the story for another video. But one reason I got kicked out was because I refused to do these stupid sales pitches. I did something that you're never supposed to do. I put my price on my website, and therapists were saying, oh, you can't do that. You can't put your price on the website. Why not? Because you've got to get people in. You've got to get them feeling the emotions. You've got to get them in pain. Then you've got to hit them with your high prices and get the credit card details. No, I'm not doing that because that's scummy. Consultations are nothing more than sales pitches. Now that's one element. Let's go back to what I was saying before. I'm sorry if I'm jumping around because I'm passionate about this. I'm not reading a script. I don't plan these videos. I just think, let's talk about that. And that's how you can tell if someone knows what they're doing, because I don't sit here reading a script and having to prepare it all. I just do it because I know naturally what I'm doing. If you go to a therapist and they are writing down what you say, so you say, well, I've got this fear of driving. Oh yeah, fear of driving, yeah. It only happens when I go above 50 miles an hour. We're above 50 miles an hour. So it happens above 50 miles an hour. When else? It happens at night, or it happens at night time. Have you ever had any car crashes? They'll ask you, oh yeah, I had a crash when I was 21. Oh, I had a crash when I was 21. Rubbish. It's got nothing to do with it. You are already going in completely the wrong direction. The answer's over there and you're going over there. Right? That kind of therapist doesn't know what they're doing because they're working on symptoms. I don't care, and I'm saying this in a brutally honest way. It's not that I don't care about you, but I don't care if you've got symptoms of I can't drive at speed, I get scared over bridges, I get scared at night, get scared going downhill, get scared if there's nowhere to pull over, no escape. I've heard it all before. It's got nothing to do with the answer. So why are you wasting your time sitting there talking about stuff that's got nothing to do with anything? It means the therapist doesn't know what they're doing, or they're selling you something. If I do a consultation with someone, it's like this. I say to them, hello, hi, how you doing? If they say, oh, I've got this, no, don't want to know. They were going to say, I've got this problem driving. I don't want to know what your problem is. I don't need to know. And people are a bit surprised. They say, oh. They're not surprised because I tell them on my website, they know this. They know I don't really do consultations. People watch videos like this and they know. But you might be surprised. Oh, well, I just wanted to tell you, no, don't tell me. Why? Why would I stop someone from telling me about the problem? Well, I've covered that in another video, which I'll link at the end. It may not be out yet, but I've explained why I don't want to know about your problem. Quite simply, I don't need to. The only things I have to know are, is it safe to work with you? So do you have things like schizophrenia, bipolar? Those are what we call contraindications of hypnotherapy. So it's dangerous to work, can be dangerous to work with people with those things because it can make them worse. So I have to be careful with that. Things like asthma and epilepsy, yeah, you're probably okay, but you've got to be careful with that. That stuff you've got to check, but I check that when people contact me. If you haven't got any of that, you're good to go. I don't care what your problem is. When I say I don't care, I should say I don't mind. It's not that I don't care. I do care, and that's where I don't care. I want you to get a result, which doesn't always happen. It's not perfect. It doesn't always work. Oh, I'm being honest again. I've said that in a group. When people said, how do you get so many clients? And I said, well, one thing I do is I mention in my videos that it doesn't always work. You can't say that. You can't say to clients it doesn't work. What are you doing? I'm being honest. It's terrible, isn't it, that in this world you can't be honest, otherwise it's seen as a bad thing. I've always just been brutally honest. You want to know what my price is? It's on my website. It's not hidden, it's just go on the prices page. It's there. I'm only not saying no because it can change over time and it may be out of date if I say no. You want to know about me? There's a whole page on my website telling you everything I've done since I left school. Videos, my life history, if you want to read it, go and check it out. I've spent 20 years as a driving instructor. The videos are online. There's over 400 videos of me teaching people to drive. There's over 400 of me doing therapy, not so much doing therapy, but talking about it. It's hard to film it, but I do want to film more sessions with people soon. But I'm just honest. Even if it goes against me. I've had clients when I used to do consultations and they said to me, Paul, I'll only work with you if you can guarantee it's going to work. And I say, sorry, can't help you. And I've lost a sale because I wouldn't guarantee it. Don't care, because I'd rather be honest and say it may not work. It doesn't always work. I've worked with a lot of people who have paid me, come to me, and it hasn't worked. That's how it is. So I'm brutally honest with people. I've also worked with a lot of people who it has worked for, by the way. So it's not always bad, but I'm just honest. Don't do consultations because they're a waste of time in terms of hypnotherapy. It shows that they're either selling something or they don't know what they're doing. There is another video I'll link to at the end of this one, which unfortunately I made when I had a stinking cold. I had problems with my nose, and also I didn't know at the time my right vocal cord was paralysed. So it wasn't the best video, and I'm kind of sound like this. It's a bit hard to understand me at times, but I went through a consultation sheet that I was given on one of the many training courses I went on, because I trained in multiple places. They're not all bad, please don't let that put you off. I did make another version of this video where I revealed some things therapists really wouldn't want you to know, and I didn't release it because it was a bit too negative. But if you want to see it, I might remake it, but it's pretty nasty, the things that you're trained to do as a therapist to get people in, get them paying. Just be honest with people. Here's what I do. You can see 400 videos of me doing it. If you don't like it, fine, it's not for everyone. It might not work. I'm brutally honest with you. That's how I get work. What a terrible thing, to be honest, and to just tell people the truth and to put your price on your website. Not to hide it and get people hyped up and get them scared and get them crying and then get them to get the credit card. Don't let them off the call till they've paid. I couldn't do it. And it wasn't just me. There were many other people in the group who said, I can't do that. And do you know what the owner of the group said? He said, you're too weak. You're a weak therapist, weak person. I don't think being honest is a sign of weakness. I think it's a sign of strength and character and decency. What do you think? I won't go on any longer, but check out these other videos of mine on the screen. And if you want any questions about consultations, let me know in the comments. If you want to work with me one-to-one aligned from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.